Everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review, and today's review is in association with tformers.com, your #1 news source for everything Transformers. And today we're going to take a look at the new Transformers Masterpiece Wheeljack figure from Takara Tomy. Okay, so first we'll take a look at the packaging on this, and it's your pretty standard box packaging that we see with all the masterpieces from Takara Tomy. You've got a picture of the figure on the front in both vehicle and robot mode. We've got the Transformers Masterpiece logo up in the upper corner. We have the Lancia symbol as well for the type of car it is. Down below it tells us it's a Lancia Stratos Turbo, and that MP20 is the Cybertron mechanical engineer, also known as Wheeljack. We also, on the sides, we get some more pictures of the figure in robot and vehicle mode. And then on the back, we've got a look at some more pictures of the figure, showing it next to MP Optimus in both robot and in vehicle modes. You know, showing that, like with all the other Autobot cars, that he fits inside Optimus Prime's trailer. Also gives us a look at using the accessories down here in the corner. And then just gives us a list of the accessories it comes with. Okay, so let's crack this open and take a look at the figure inside. You first pull the figure out of the box. It comes in this plastic tray. You just basically slip the tape, and then you can lift off the top. The figure basically sits loosely inside this tray along with his accessories. He comes with a blaster, a rocket launcher, and a missile for the rocket launcher. He also comes with the standard little packet with his bio card and instruction manual that you find with all the masterpieces. The bio card just got a picture of him in robot mode. It's kind of a hard, almost cardboard type material, like a playing card. And then on the back it's got some statistics for him. Instruction manual, again, is pretty much what we see with all the masterpieces. A bunch of writing that you can't really read, but it does give you good pictures to show you how to transform him. Just note that, you know, where it shows you how to pull things apart and such, that it's the darkened in areas that you hold, and it's the lightened areas of the vehicle that you're actually pulling or taking apart. And then on the other side of the instruction manual, we get some more statistics for the figure. Finally, in that little packet, we also get his rear view mirrors that come separately. You get 2 sets, and they're attached with basically little plastic pieces, and you can just snap them apart and attach it to the vehicle, which I'll show you in just a moment. Okay, so here he is in vehicle mode. Very reminiscent of the G1 toy that we got back in the 80s. Same color scheme and everything, which is really nice. Basically everything seems to be painted on. It's not decals, and with mine at least, you know, very nice paint job. Not really any kind of bleeding or anything. You know, especially here on the top of the car with the racing stripes and everything. I think they did a really good job with the red, white, and green colors. And he's got his Autobot symbol on his roof, and then here on the back you have the Lancia Italia for the vehicle. You have his racing number on his doors, 539, and then again the Lancia Italia symbols on the front of the car. I also like the red hubcaps on the vehicle. He does roll really well. The wheels themselves are hard plastic, but it rolls nicely. For the accessories, they do work with the toy in vehicle mode, just like robot mode, just like we've seen with many of the other Masterpiece cars. So first thing I'll show you is the rear view mirrors and how you attach them. And I don't know how well they're going to show up on camera because they're really tiny pieces. It's good that they give you 2 sets in case you lose one of the sets or something. And they're just a thin black plastic basically. But basically what you do once you pull them apart is there's these little holes on the hood, and so you just kind of stick them in. You just kind of wedge them in. You want to be careful again because they're really tiny and thin. So So you just stick it in. You want to make sure the mirror part is facing towards the cockpit of the car, and they just, you know, stick in. And it's pretty easy to do. So, and there you have it. Walleye's now got rear view mirrors. I actually kind of think it looks better without the rear view mirrors. So, you know, you might want to leave those off. It's really up to you. Okay, and so another feature that's kind of cool is you can take his blaster that he comes with, which is an accessory the original toy did not come with, but he does come with a blaster pistol like you saw him use occasionally in the cartoon. But you can take that and you can actually have, there's the little pegs on the handles for him to hold it in robot mode, but you can also take those pegs, and there's a little slot here on the bottom of the car towards the back, and you can attach it. It only seems to fit in the one way, but you can basically snap it in there and it becomes like a little exhaust tailpipe for the vehicle. And so, and it still rolls fine even with that attached. So just gives them that added look, which I think is pretty cool. And then finally, you can take the rocket launcher, and he only comes with one. The original G1 toy came with 2 rocket launchers. However, in the G1 cartoon, he only used one, had one. So this is more cartoon accurate, which I like. And basically, the missile just slides in to the rocket launcher. There are these little slide things on the missile, and it just slide in. You can see the missile kind of stick out the back a little bit once it's all the way in. And then you take the little handle, and there's a spring-loaded hole on the roof of the vehicle, and you just stick the handle in there, and it just pops in. And then he's got you can have the missile launcher on the roof of the car, and it rotates up and down, so it has some articulation there, which is nice. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to transform this for you on camera. Just caution that I am not an expert transformer. Yeah, I hate transforming these damn things, and trying to do it on camera is even more of a pain. But you know, being this is a transformer review, we're going to attempt to get this bad boy into robot mode for you on camera. Okay, so basically you start out and you want to pull the front end out a little bit, and you can kind of lift it up so that it's sticking out like that. Okay, so then next you want to kind of, down here by the doors, you want to kind of detach it at the bottom. They're kind of just clipped in, so you just want to kind of unhook them, and then basically you kind of want to lift the midsection so it kind of is popped up like that. So then once you have the midsection popped up, then you kind of want to just pull it back so the vehicle's now basically flat and long. Okay, so then after that you can break apart the hood, which basically, you know, you can tell we're making the legs here essentially with the hood part of the vehicle. Okay, so then once you have the hood pull apart, you basically, at the bottom, you kind of turn the feet up, and then on the side of the foot, you turn that so it's flat, so it makes the back end of the robot's foot. So again, you just do the front end of the hood upwards to make the foot, and then you take this side piece on the foot and you just flip it around to make the bottom part of the foot. And there you have his feet. So then on the back of his legs, you want to take these white pieces towards the upper part near the waist, and you just kind of pull them up like that. And then you take the doors on the side and you just pull them down so they're pointed down towards the bottom of the figure. And then fold them inwards so that they're now facing out the back of the figure, basically completing the back part of the legs. And once you have the doors folded to the side, then you want to just make sure there's a little peg here at the bottom and there's a hole, and you just want to make sure that it pushes in there so it's connected tightly. So to get the head out, basically you just push back the back part of the car, the trunk of the car. You just kind of push it back or push it down, and then you can open the roof of the car, and you can see there's Wheeljack's head inside, and then you just kind of pull it up, and then you can close the hood or the roof, and the head is now out. Okay, so once you have the head exposed, then you can go back to the hood of the car. First thing is there's a little black piece on the bottom part of the car that you want to basically just flip down. Then grabbing the sides of the car in the back near the wheels, you can kind of pull it apart and pull it down like so. Then what you want to do is you can kind of lift the trunk of the car up a little bit, and then you'll see the little wings that he has in robot mode on his back. You'll see those, and you can lift those up, which is what you want to do, and then you can go on and flip the sides of the car so that the wheels are now basically facing upwards. So now at this point you should be able to see the figure's hands inside the bottom part of which is now facing upward of the car, and you just want to kind of lift them out. So now basically you can see that the figure's arms are noticeable. So once you have the arms out, then you basically want to push down the back part of the car, so now that the wheels are essentially facing or on the back of the figure. Then you can lift up that hood piece and kind of, you want to pull it out a little bit, and then you want to do those wings. Basically you want to be careful, but you want to get those wings so that they're no longer they're basically exposed on his back, and that the hood piece is now kind of down below those wings. And then you can turn, you can lift the wings themselves are on a rotating piece, and you can kind of flip them down and then turn them so that they are pointing outwards like you see on the actual figure. And then once you have the wings positioned correctly, then you can take that hood piece and kind of push it down. There's a clip at the bottom at the waist, basically almost at the waist section, that it'll fit in if you've done everything correctly. So you just push that in and push it back. And then you can finish straightening out the arms. You can turn the wing pieces and expose the arms, or expose the fists of the figure. Okay, and so once you have the arms down and everything in position, then basically you just want to turn so that the white pieces on the bottom of the arms are facing towards the back of the figure, and then turn the fists so, you know, obviously they're facing the front of the figure. But basically you want the black pieces on the arms exposed to the front of the figure. And then that's basically it. And that's Wheeljack in robot mode. Okay, once you have him in robot mode, then you can attach his accessories. His rocket launcher will fit on either shoulder. He's got these holes on the top of his shoulders, so you can put it on either side. I believe in the cartoon and pictured on the box, they have it on his right side. So I think that's more cartoon accurate. But again, you can basically put it on either side. And it has a little up and down movement, but because of the way the shoulder is designed, it doesn't have a whole lot of, you can't rotate it up a whole lot. But you can, you know, he can look up to fire and stuff if you wanted to. And then also for his gun, he can hold in either hand. You basically just open the fingers, again with those little pegs, just like with all the MPs. There's a little slot in his hand, and you just kind of wedge it in there and fit it in, and you can hold it in either hand. Robot mode, the figure stands just a hair under 7 inches tall, and of course if you count to the tip of his wings, he's actually a hair over 7 inches tall, but from head to feet he's just a teeny bit shorter than 7 inches. Here he is next to his buddy Sideswipe, the NP Sideswipe, and you can see they're basically about the same size. And then here he is next to, well, if going by G1 cartoon lore, his creation, Grimlock. And again, you can see that they're pretty good size. So scaling this figure is pretty good. And just for one more size comparison, here he is next to his Vinyl Tech counterpart. And you can see, like with all the other Vinyl Techs, the MP Wheeljack is a little bit shorter. And real quick, we'll go over the articulation. He can turn his head left and right. He can look up pretty good, and he can look down a little bit, but really can't see anything down because the hood sticks out. But he's got good head movement, good rotation at the arms. Get his arms all the way out. He's got the bicep swivel. He can bend his elbow about that much. He's got the swivel at the wrist. His fingers, all of his fingers are one piece, but he does have that articulation like we typically see. The thumb is not articulated, and you've just got the swivel at the wrist. You don't have like an up and down movement at the wrist. He's got the swivel at the waist. He can kind of do him, so he can look up at the waist and down. Legs, he can do the splits pretty good, and he can get his leg out forward and back really good, so he's got good movement there. And he's also got the swivel there at the top of the leg. He's got single hinge knee, no swivel at the knee or anything, so he can bend his knee about that much. And then he's got up and down movement with the feet, but no swivel. Well, yeah, not really much in the way of a little bit of a pivot with the way that it transforms. So that's my review. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this masterpiece. I think it looks very reminiscent of the G1 toy. If you're a fan of Wheeljack, then I think you definitely want to pick this one up. I will say that in robot mode, in his midsection, in the black pieces, they do come off as a little bland. Nothing major or anything, but it's just kind of very. There's not much in the way of sculpting detail and such that with like Sideswipe and some of the others, you kind of have more detail in those midsections. So it's a little bland there in the midsection, but other than that, I think it looks pretty good. Also, another thing that might have been cool is if they had made the pieces on his face, these side piece panels, like reflective material, because like when they would talk in the cartoon, those pieces would light up. So that would have been kind of an added feature, but still, for the most part, I think the head sculpt looks pretty good, and I like how this figure turned out. So again, if you're a fan of Wheeljack, I think you'll definitely want to pick this one up. He is hitting e-tailers now, so check your favorite e-tailer like Big Bad Toy Store if you want to get this guy. That's my review. Leave a comment, like the video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'll check you later.